Class 7. Civics Lesson Plan. Lesson 4, Growing UP as Boys and Girls. Q1. Why domestic workers' wages are often very low? Ans. Wages are low, as domestic work does not have much value. Q2. Mention the most important activity on the Salmon Islands in 1920s. Ans. Fishing. Q3. What do we teach boys and girls from a very young age? Ans. We teach girls to talk softly and boys to be tough. Q4. Why do girls like to go to school together in groups? Ans. Girls like to go to school together in groups because of fears of being teased or attacked. Q5. Were Harmeet and Shonali correct in saying that Harmeet's mother did not work? Ans. No, they were not correct in saying that Harmeet's mother did not work. Q6. As these girls walked on the streets, they looked so purposeful. What it means? Ans. It means that for the girls, the street was simply a place to get straight home. Q7. What is the daily schedule of a domestic worker? Ans. A domestic worker's day can begin as early as 5 in the morning and end as late as 12 at night. Q8. How are domestic workers treated by their employers? Ans. Despite the hard work domestic workers do, their employers often do not show them much respect. Q9. Where are the Salmon Islands located? Ans. The Salmon Islands are part of a large group of small islands in the southern part of the Pacific Ocean. Q10. Why are girls and boys given different toys to play with? Ans. It was so because toys become a way of telling children that they will have different futures when they become men and women. Q11. What are the expected responsibilities of women in the family? Ans. Housework and caregiving tasks, like looking after the family, especially children, the elderly and sick members, are the expected responsibilities of women in the family. Q12. Define the term double burden. Ans. The term double burden literally means a double load. This term is commonly used to describe the woman's work situation. It has emerged from a recognition that women typically labor both inside the home, housework, and outside. Q13. Why do you think that men and boys generally do not do housework? Ans. Men and boys generally do not do housework because it is assumed that this is something that comes naturally to women. Thus, across the world, the main responsibility for housework and caregiving tasks lies with women. Q14. The work women do is strenuous and physically demanding. Explain why. Ans. Tasks like washing clothes, cleaning, sweeping and picking up loads require bending, lifting and carrying. Many chores, like cooking, involve standing for long hours in front of hot stoves. Thus, the work women do is strenuous and physically demanding. Q15. How was the girls' school in Madhya Pradesh in the 1960s designed differently from boys' school? Ans. The girls' school was designed very differently from the boys' school. They had a central courtyard where they played in total seclusion and safety from the outside world. The boys' school had no such courtyard and our playground was just a big space attached to the school. Q16. Why does our society devalue the housework women do? Ans. The main responsibility for housework and caregiving tasks, like looking after the family, especially children, the elderly and sick members, lies with women. but the work that women do within the home is not recognized as work. It is also assumed that this is something that comes naturally to women. It, therefore, does not have to be paid for, and society devalues this work. Q17. Discuss the initiatives taken by the government to promote equality between the male or female. ANS. The government has set up Anganwadis or child care centers in several villages in the country. The government has passed laws that make it mandatory for organizations that have more than 30 women employees to provide creche facilities. The provision of creches helps many women to take up employment outside the home. It also makes it possible for more girls to attend schools. Q18. Housework is invisible and unpaid work. Housework is physically demanding. Housework is time-consuming. Write in your own words what is meant by the terms invisible, physically demanding, and time-consuming. Give one example of each based on the household tasks undertaken by women in your home. ANS. Invisible means unable to be seen. The main responsibility for housework and caregiving tasks, like looking after the family, especially children, the elderly and sick members, lies with women. These work that women do within the home is not recognized as work and remain invisible. Physically demanding means very tough and difficult task that requires lot of efforts. Housework actually involves many different tasks. A number of these tasks require heavy physical work such as fetching water from far-off places, carrying headloads of firewood, washing clothes, cleaning, sweeping, etc. Time-consuming means work that takes a lot of time. Housework and caregiving tasks, like looking after the family, especially children, the elderly and sick members, lies with women. These work that women do are very time-consuming.